So keep your tables up, okay? And Steve, take it away. Thank you.
I really enjoyed being in Georgia. I was at Georgia at my brother's place. We spoke to the men on a Saturday morning. He had about 40 guys there. They're trying to get a men's breakfast going. That was exciting. Spoke at his church on Sunday. But then on Monday, I went to the Duke-Clemson game. And in Durham, my dad's a graduate of Duke. So when I'm around Dad, everything's like blue and white, man. Everything's about Duke. And to see Duke beat Clemson was probably one of the joys of his life. And at 91, you don't know how precious those times are. It might be the last time that we're together. So I filmed him jumping up and down and being all excited. And I said, Dad, I'm going to play this at your funeral. And he was pretty pumped about that. But it's fun. I don't know how many of you guys, are at the age where you think about such things. But I would say that my dad has always had the ability to plan ahead. He's been really good. He's been really good at the next steps of his life. Even when he lived on a lake as a retired guy, he was a pastor. He knew it was time for him to be not in assisted living, but in a situation where my brother, who lives in Georgia, would be near him because he was living in Georgia, obviously. So for us to talk about funeral arrangements and things like that, that's what we did around the fire while I was there, and we went through every detail of his funeral. And let me tell you, this guy walks a mile or two a day, smokes a cigar every day, and is in great shape. I mean, he's just amazing. So I just challenge you, as you're getting up there, go after the hard stuff. Be willing to talk about things like your funeral and stuff like that. Don't leave your family hanging. We know everything. And then Dad said, there's a secret. There's a secret I need you guys to know about. And we were like, oh, what is this? Skeletons in the closet. Actually, I did learn a skeleton in the closet at this time. I mean, truly one. But he said, I've got this file, and every time I speak at a church or something, people pay me, and then I turn it into cash, like usually it's a check, and then I keep it in there, so I want you guys to know that it's under this. So he gave us the name. And we said, okay, well, Dad's not like who hires out like speaking engagements to 90-year-old men? So I said, so how much money's in that? And he goes, $112. And he was like really proud of $112. And I said, that's great, Dad, thanks. But those are the kind of things we talk about. I wanted to begin with a story of a guy who was a duck hunter. And he had this friend who was an eternal pessimist. How many of you in this room are you tend to be more on the negative than the positive side? Okay? Number of you. I tend that way too. I've had to retrain my mind over the years to be positive. But so he had this friend he always hunted with who just always had negative things to say about every hunt. So he bought this dog because this dog didn't retrieve ducks by jumping in the water and swimming. It actually could run on the water. So when that duck went down, it's floating there, this dog would run on the water, get the bird, and bring it back. He says, man, I don't see how anybody wouldn't think that's the coolest thing ever. So they went hunting. Ducks came over, boom, shot a few. They went down. That dog ran out there and just ran across the water, grabbed the ducks and brought it back. I mean, like 7, 8, 10 times. And they got their fill. And the guy never said anything. So on the way home, they're driving, and he says, so what'd you think about old Blue, my dog? Anything unusual about him? And he said, oh, yeah. He said, that dog can't swim. Well, I wasn't here last week. I think the message was good. But 2 weeks ago, I talked about working out your problems. So most of the time, obviously, 99% of the time here, we talk about spiritual matters. I think this is a spiritual matter, But I want to challenge you, men, to be working out, to be physically exercising, and the importance of that. And I was with a pastor at our Holt who came from Tennessee, came out, and he and I took a hike at the Wilderness Encounter a few weeks ago. And he made a statement because he's had so much physical problems in his own life. He said a man or a woman who has his or her health has 1,000 wishes, and one who doesn't only has one. And so I want to challenge you the importance as you grow older to staying in good shape and how to work out your problems, because you're going to have a lot of them as you get older. Jordan Peterson, the Canadian psychologist, clinical psychologist who wrote the New York Times bestseller 12 Rules for Life, said this: one way to not have your IQ decrease as you grow older is physical exercise. Your brain uses oxygen, and your brain needs to be clean and well oxygenated. Physical exercise, anaerobic, staves off IQ decline over a lifetime. So turn in your Bibles to 1 Corinthians 9. Look at 1 Corinthians 9 with me. The Bible speaks to this. Paul speaks to this. I believe in this personally because I see the decline in my body. I see as I grow older, I'm declining. And if I don't stay on top of things, man, things go south, quite easily. So 1 Corinthians 9:27. Paul writes, I discipline my body like an athlete, training it to do what it should. Otherwise, I fear that after preaching to others, I myself might be disqualified. So Paul even understood the importance of staying in physical shape. And, at that time they were walking a lot, and we just don't walk very much. And so we have to I got up this morning at 4:30, went into my workout room, and spent the first probably only 15 minutes because of time, but I spent 15 minutes working out. Studies show that people who regularly and systematically exercise and stay active think better, feel better, and get more done. Both the American College of Sports Medicine, or ACSM, and the American Heart Association say Americans should exercise for at least 30 minutes 5 times a week. So regardless of your age, sex, or physical ability, exercise can literally change your life. So if you're not working out, I'm going to be challenging you to do that today. Let me give you why exercise is so important from the Mayo Clinic. Number 1, exercise controls your weight. Working out can help prevent excess weight gain or help maintain weight loss. Engaging in physical activity burns calories. The more intense the activity, the more calories you burn. Now, I want to just put a caveat on that as I move forward to say that one thing that you'll hear from me, and we talk about this, and I'm working on a book called Fearful Courage. That's going to be the title of the book, Fearful Courage. 9 habits that transform your life from fear to courage. But one of the habits that I have in there is this title, Work Out Your Problems. And I'm going to say this at the end, but let me just emphasize it here. It's not the intensity of the workout. This is from the Mayo Clinic. But my caveat would be, it's not the intensity of the workout as much as it is the consistency of the workout. So that's important. Number 2, exercise combats health conditions and disease. Quote, worried about heart disease, hoping to prevent high blood pressure, no matter what your current weight is, being active boosts high-density lipoproteins. That's your HDL cholesterol. That's the good cholesterol. And it decreases unhealthy triglycerides. This 1-2 punch keeps your blood flowing smoothly, which decreases your risk of cardiovascular diseases, end quote. Number 3, exercise improves your mood. So this is something that I've discovered probably over the last year. That whenever I speak, whether it's at the road, here in the morning, or another a church somewhere, I try to work out within 2 hours, if I can, within 2 hours of speaking. And it changes my mood when I speak. So when I was working out this morning, I got up, and I don't drink coffee at the first part of the day. I usually drink 2 glasses of water. But then I work out, and I'm fired up for the day because of that. So I'll tell you, man, it really does increase your mood. It's amazing. Quote, physical activity stimulates various brain chemicals that may leave you feeling happier, more relaxed, and less anxious, end quote. I think that's absolutely true. Number 4, exercise boosts energy. Anybody need more energy? I know I do. Exercise delivers oxygen and nutrients to your tissues and helps your cardiovascular system work more efficiently. And when your heart and lung health improve, you have more energy to tackle daily chores. Number 5, exercise promotes better sleep. Struggling to snooze. Regular physical activity can help you fall asleep faster, get better sleep, and deepen your sleep. You know, it's interesting, the studies that have been done that show how important sleep is. It is amazing that if you're getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep, it can transform your life physically, mentally, emotionally, and I think even spiritually. And then number 6, exercise can be fun and social. So who's into pickleball around here? Okay, so pickleball is like the big thing right now. So almost everybody in my family is into pickleball, so I got forced to get into pickleball. And I love it. It's been really, really fun. And I think the funnest part about it is I'm doing it with my wife. And my wife and I don't do a ton of stuff together. We don't. We really don't. We hang out together in a spiritual sense. We always get up every morning and we pray together. You guys know that. We read the Word together. It's awesome. I think that's the best thing we do together. We're always talking about church stuff. We're always talking about how the grandchildren are doing. We pray for the children, the grandchildren. And we've been very involved in parenting, but we've never done anything like sports-wise. But this is something she can do. So that's just a fun thing that we have together. So I really agree with that point. So let me give you, work out your problem. Let me give you 3 easy steps. So there's like 10 I could have done, but I feel like there's 3 easy steps. I feel like that if you'll consistently do these 3 things, it will transform your life. So last time I talked about the sunshine vitamin, step 1, the sunshine vitamin. Vitamin D is the sunshine vitamin. You can get all the vitamin D you need for each new day by being outside in the sun for 30 minutes each day. Studies have shown that 88% of Americans are vitamin D deficient, meaning that 8 out of 10 of you in this room are vitamin D deficient. Your body produces vitamin D naturally when it's directly exposed to sunlight. The National Institute of Health recommends 30 minutes a day with no sunscreen or sunglasses to get your daily allowance of vitamin D. Most of your vitamin D comes into your eyes, so you don't want to wear sunglasses. So how many of you have been following Coach Prime? You know, with CU. So, I mean, it's pretty fun. I just love that guy. Wouldn't that be fun if we ever got him to come here to speak? That'd be really fun. But anyway, just his love for football, his love for the kids, his perspective is just awesome. And I love him. But he's always wearing sunglasses. Have you noticed that? And if I had 5 minutes with him, I'd say, dude, don't do that. Because you're really hindering vitamin D. And the reason I say that is because of COVID. So when we went through, I didn't know anything about anything in relation to the vitamins and supplements and stuff until COVID. COVID was really a super big wake-up call for me. And the studies have shown, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has spoken on this frequently, that if there was just one thing we could have done that would have cut the deaths from COVID in half, was taking a 30-minute walk every day getting vitamin D. That's how powerful vitamin D is in your life. So my step 1 is take a 30-minute walk a day. And if you can't, then take a 5-minute walk a day. If you can't do that, then take a 2. But get outside, get into the sun, even if it's a cloudy day, get out and walk. and use it as a prayer walk, whatever. If you say, well, I'm not able to do that, I don't have the ankles to do that or the knees to do that, then go for 3 minutes. Just walk to your car and back. But make sure you do it every day. And then try to walk twice as far as where your car is and back. And then try to triple that. Just gradually start walking and getting outside. And when I went through my situation, a deep, dark valley 9 years ago in my life, the biggest thing that I did that changed my spiritual life was going on prayer walks. And so I'd go on these prayer walks for long periods of time. But granted, I know some of you can't do that. But I'm telling you, all the different things that can be done. If I were talking about the irreducible minimum to strengthening your health, I think that's it. That taking a walk is so important. So even here at the road with the staff, I say to the administrative staff all the time, you guys try every day to just get up out of the office and go around the building 3 times. If you can't do that, do it 1 time. But start somewhere. Does that make sense? So the benefits so outweigh the pain that may be involved for some of you with your back and your shoulders that I really think it's important to try to do that. Now, if you can't walk, just get into the sun. Go out, grab a book that you're reading, get a lounge chair somewhere, and be in the sun. Let the sun hit you. No sunglasses, no sunscreen for 30 minutes a day. That combines rest, relaxation, with the vitamin D absorption that your body needs. Then step 2, find a workout you enjoy. Find a workout you enjoy and then do it. So I look at some of the workouts out there, and I can look at those aerobic workouts that are so famous, and there is no way that I'm going to consistently do that. I can do it 1 or 2 times, but it's just not something I enjoy. So you got to find what you enjoy, what you like to do. And so for me, I like doing things that I can do like 5 times. So like I love push-ups, I love pull-ups. I've got it's a Gold's Gym kind of machine in the room where I work out that has the weights and the pull-downs and stuff like that. It's very simple, wasn't expensive. And I use that, and I mix it up. I like to mix it up. So I love air squats. To me, this is so, I know it sounds like, what are you talking about? This is but this is relaxing. Because if you just stretch when you're doing air squats, it's so relaxing. And then to do, as many as you can, 5 times. So for you, it might be 10 times, 5 times. You can do 10 air squats 5 times. Then start there. If it's 50, then it's 50 or whatever. But, you can do this in your office. You can do this anywhere. And this is huge. All the studies show that air squats is just good for your whole aerobic. Okay? And I like push-ups. So I dig push-ups. So you guys have seen, how many have seen me do push-ups before? Okay. A lot of you haven't. Okay, then I'll do this. So I'll knock out 50 here. But, yeah, whole heart. Somebody said whole heart. Yeah. That's good for my heart. I want to have a whole heart. But also dumbbells. Dumbbells are good. There's a lot you can do with 15, 20, 25-pound dumbbells. If you're older, obviously some of you guys do way more extensive workouts than any of this. Okay, so find a workout you enjoy. And then be consistent. Try to do something you enjoy. And listen, don't worry about it. Don't tell anybody what you're doing. Say, that's a dumb workout. Anybody can do that. especially the young guys, we'll say that. But do something that you like. Don't tell anybody, but then just do it. Just do it, because you'll get hooked. You'll get addicted. I've gotten addicted to the feeling, emotionally, physiologically, and spiritually, by consistently working out. So I wake up in the morning pumped to go work out, my workout, which isn't extensive at all. But the workout that I do almost every day. And then step 3, and this is the last one, stay active daily. Stay active daily. So what I mean by that is, don't have your assistant go do stuff for you. You go do it. If you're working on a job and you're a mechanic and you got to lift stuff, I'm not talking about super heavy stuff where you could wrench out your back, but if you can come down, using your knees and not cramping, hunching down, but coming down and lifting, those kind of things are just so good for you. And to walk places instead of, like for me, I like chainsawing. So I like to chainsaw trees on my property. Most of you here don't have that luxury, but I do. But then in that, when I cut up the wood, instead of using the ATV to carry it back to the pile, I physically carry it myself. It's 3 times longer. But I see it as a workout. And a lot of times when I'm doing that, I don't take time in the morning to work out because I know I'm going to work out, in the afternoon. So there's so many things that you just normally are doing that can become a workout if you think of them that way. So table discussion, what are you currently doing to work out or not? And how can you start doing a workout in your daily schedule? So I think that that's important. And I gave up the time, these 2 times to speak to this because I've seen so many wonderful men of God who've been mightily used in the past who let their weight gain and their appetite and their lack of activity drain them of the impact that they could be having. So start somewhere, and at your table, be honest, and just start with a little bit, something little that you could start doing that could start to become more and more consistent in your life. All right? All right, God bless you guys.